one. All right, we are now recording. You guys should be able to see my screen. If you could just confirm in the chat that you can see my screen, that'd be great. If you guys could do that, you should be able to see Mirrorscape right there. I think if you double click on the table, it should give you a bigger view. All right, awesome. All right, we're gonna get into this. It's a kind of a big build, not huge, but I do want to do some creative stuff with it. I tried to pick one that I could do in less than an hour, but you know, I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. We'll see. But I'll go ahead and show you the map, and then I will also link to it. I got it on, I believe I got this on Etsy. I was looking for one on drive-through, but I couldn't quite find it. But if you want to put a 2D map down for reference, you just go ahead and head to Mirrorscape Labs and choose your 2D reference. Choose a file. And then this part right here, make sure you select between these three options for image type. And this one's called Old Cemetery 2K with the grid. I always like the grid ones because obviously it helps me make sure I have the correct size. And then, you know, by default, for whatever reason, the map is as large as it gets. So what you're going to want to do is shrink it down here. And then the next thing we want to do here is open our map manager. And I'm only going to use the assets that are available in the Steam horror pack. So I think that's going to be available on Tuesday. And it'll come with these pieces up here. So these are all the pieces that come with the Steam horror pack. You know, enough to build a creepy house, and we got some horror themed minis. You got your graves, some burial stuff. I really do like this particular piece of terrain because it's great for creating dirt paths or you know, dead areas of the forest. It comes with this creepy tree. This gate right here, and this asset right here is actually 3-in-1. So if you click on it, you can actually manipulate these separately. And you can also detach them and move them around if you want. But for now, we want those to be at their default settings. And then also, these are the free pieces that come with every single download. Yeah, it doesn't matter. These are the free pieces that come with every single download. So I'm going to use these as well if I need to. And I am definitely going to need to use at least like these dungeon-y pieces, I think, for this part. My version of the map is going to be slightly different. It's going to be a lot less green, first of all. I think instead of rock cement walls here, I'm going to do wood walls just so I can use those pieces. And then this part right here is going to be interesting. But let's get into it and see what happens. I actually like to build with a little bit of music, so I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it is being recorded. All right, so first things first, let's figure out our scale. So this is a typical piece. Oh, hold on, that's too loud for my headphones. There we go. So this is a piece. I'm going to do this to scale, which means that each one of these grids is like 1/4 of one piece. Sometimes I do full, you know, like I think it's like 20 per square, but this map would be enormous if I did that. So we're going to go ahead and have 4 grid squares use one terrain piece. So you just kind of got to start off, just kind of eyeball it. You just want it to fit perfectly, and to get an even better idea, you really want to use more than one piece. Turn on strict snap or loose snap. You really want to use at least 4 pieces because, you know, it'll give you a clear idea of how many pieces you're actually using. That actually looks pretty good. I think that's the scale. So yeah, what I just did was I set the reference image scale, which means I can go ahead and close that. And then now we just have a correctly scaled 2D image that we can start building on. So I think the approach I'm going to take here, and there's so many different ways you can, you know, build stuff like this, but on these particular maps where there's like a whole bunch of the area that's very similar, like I said, I'm going to use brown dirt here, where you see the green. But what I like to do is kind of do that part last, and I'll show you why, because let's just do the trees real quick. So I'll take these trees and I'll put them where they're supposed to be. I just rotate them every once in a while, so like, you know, every time I put one down, I'll rotate it so it doesn't look like the same asset every time. You can also, you know, you'll rotate it a little bit and then shrink it a little bit like that, just to make sure it feels a little different. This one right here looks like it's gonna be a bit bigger. Yeah, this one over here looks smaller. So yeah, just like, you know, put the assets where they're gonna be, resize them a little bit. Let's go on over there. There we go. And these ones look really small. I think those are trees. Well, you know what? If they're not, they are now. And what I'll also end up doing, I'll show you this towards the end. But what I'm going to do is like build another layer underneath so we can sink a lot of stuff down. Doing that gives us so many more options when it comes to, you know, the way things look, or gives you that flexibility for building it in a way that allows you more options. You'll see what I mean when we get to it. But for now, we're just doing this. And the reason I say that at this juncture is because this tree right here looks like it's going to be just the top. It looks like it's supposed to be like thorns or something. So when I lift this up, I'm going to take that tree and actually drop it down into the map so that you only see the top and it looks more like thorns. I think that's all the... Nope, one more. Got one over here. This looks like a little one. But yeah, so now that we got the trees in there, right? You know what? I'm going to keep finding trees if I keep looking for them. Usually I'll build at my leisure, and it takes, you know, a couple hours depending, but whenever I'm doing these live streams, I feel like the pressure's on. Yeah, the gate piece is one of my favorites. It's actually really flexible too. Like, you can use it for more than just a gate. You'll see what I mean as we get going. But let's go ahead, and I think we want to start... Yeah, let's start doing the path here. I think that's a good place to start. So, as you can see, or remember, we already did the scaling, so this should be all correct. And then I like to rotate everything. Every time I place a new piece, I like to rotate it if it's next to a piece that matches it, just so it doesn't start to look stagnant. And then once you've kind of rotated all four, it's easy to copy and paste them and just quickly build out. Looks like this is going to be this many. This is going to be a higher level, so this part will just go underneath. But for now, just so it's not distracting, let's go ahead and drop that so that we can see everything. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's these two. And then 2 more. Cool, cool. All right, so we've already kind of started, you know, the framework of what this is going to be. Obviously, you can already see it looks cool, like in 3D. Even if you were just playing with this 2D map and these 3D assets, like, you know, having baddies hide behind the trees and stuff like that is also just a fun idea. All right, let's do the gate next. I really like that. Can I do the gate yet? Well, it's going to be sitting on top of the framework, but I think we can build the outer frame at this point. So let's go ahead and grab this. Let's go ahead and grab that earth piece right now already, and then we'll just start with the outer edges. Now I'm never sure if I want to use the bases or not when it comes to the trees. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. No pressure. Yeah, sure. There are 5s of you watching me right now. No pressure at all. What I'm going to do is, since these trees are they are where they're going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of them. You saw I did that by kind of getting an angle on it and just selecting the upper part, so I didn't get any of this. And I'm going to go ahead and create a group with these. So now these trees are grouped up. Anything that we do will affect all of them, which is nice. Because what we're going to do now is, now that we know where they are, I'm going to go ahead and get them out of the way. So now they're out of my way. But as soon as we're ready for them, we'll just grab them and bring them back down. So until then, let's go ahead and make this border, and I'll show you. Oops. So after you move the build plane, like I just raised all those pieces up here, after you move it, you're gonna make sure to bring it back down. It'll stop on the ground there, but it will stay up there, and any new assets you place will go up there. Oh, and before I forget, in case you're brand new, these pieces that I have, I already put those on a map and saved it so they'd be easily accessible for me. But what you're going to want to do is press this plus right here, and you'll see your entire inventory. Mine has a whole bunch of stuff in it, but if you purchase the horror pack that's available on Tuesday, it'll have all the free stuff and then all the horror stuff. But basically, when you're in here, you go ahead and hold and select a piece and just drag it out, and then it's on the table. And once you get the pieces you want to use, you can really close this, because you can just duplicate stuff as much as you want on the table. It's just so much quicker. But for now, sorry, I get easily distracted. Let's go ahead and start doing this outline. And like I said, I'm rotating every once in a while. You can't really see much of a pattern with this particular set, but I still like to rotate it just in case. And similar to the other one, this one's going to be dropped down because it's one extra space. But once we do that, you can grab them and put them in. They go a lot quicker once you've built that initial bunch or bundle, whatever you want to call it. There we go. And then, oops, right, those trees. Oh, it is? Sorry about that. That's weird. I don't know how to fix that, but take my word for it. At the top, there's a plus sign, and you should be able to see it when I upload this on YouTube. I'm using OBS, so I believe that means that we'll be able to see everything on YouTube. All right. So you see how I quickly made that outline like that. And like I said, the reason I'm doing this now is because I want to put this gate down, and I want to make sure that the gate's at the proper height. How many do we need here? I think that's too many. A little bit. Let me see. Yeah. Cool. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did before with the grouping. So I know these are all going to be used at the same time, or at the same height. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those, group them, and then move them up. And then what I'm going to do here, take our gate, and our gate's quite a bit cooler than this gate, but, I think we can let it slide. What do you think? Oh yeah, this is going to look really, really cool. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I place that where it's going to be. I'm going to grab this group and put it back on the ground. And then I know where that's supposed to be. I could have just used the grid lines as well, but I kind of want to show you this technique. And as they're snapping, it doesn't seem to want to snap exactly where it should be. But I think that's pretty good. I'd rather use a grid snap point. So now what we've done is we've got this, and now that I've gone through all that trouble, I'm realizing that I kind of do want this buried a little bit, so I might have done that groundwork a little bit too early, but that's okay. I like it right here. And then this is going to be our piece that goes all the way around. So once we put that down, the pieces next to it are going to snap to it, so we can move that back out of the way. Bring the build plate back down, and then this guy is going to snap to the piece right here, but I want it to snap to the front. Sometimes it's a little finicky. Let me see if I can flip it. It wants to be there, but what we can do is turn strict snap off and then drag it up and then place it where we want it to be. So I think that looks pretty good. It looks like I am gonna have to raise up the build plane a little bit. There we go, perfect. Yeah, so I want it to match up on the front right there. It looks like it's gonna be a little bit off center in the back, but I like it matching in the front better, and it matches better to the layout we're using. So let's go ahead and turn snap back on and start building this across. Go ahead. There we go. I'm just seeing what else I have in case I want. No, this is good. This is gonna be cool. All right, so we've got a piece that's longer than it needs to be. What do? We turn off snap and we put it where it should be and just let them overlap. And then what I like to do is with these, especially with this gate pieces, it's easy enough to just kind of like make sure they line up. And then when you drop them down, you can't even tell the difference. Like this just looks like a piece that was supposed to be this long. So let's go ahead and do this around the edges. Turn snap back on. Wait, no, I'm gonna turn snap off because I think there's another actual, like a bigger brick thing that you can put right here, like a column. But since we're not using that, I'm gonna go ahead and just merge these pieces right here and kind of make this cool cross pattern right there. And then we're gonna go ahead and duplicate. There we go. See, I don't like how that lines up, so I'm gonna scooch it. There we go. All right, and then I'm just doing what I did before where I'm quickly grabbing pieces next to it, copy and duplicate. Duplicate is the most used feature for me in this application by far. Looks like we need one more piece. Maybe one more, stealing a little bit from here. Let's see if it'll play nice. I know it's not going to want to because we're asking for it to overlap a ton of that one, so it's reluctant. So we kind of gotta see what we can do here. Let me see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this one down first and then see if I can. Yeah, this is better. Let me see here. It's okay to like take your time and be precise because after I do this, I'm just gonna grab the whole thing and move it over to the other side, so it's not gonna take too long. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, so since we know this is exactly what we need for the other side, we're just gonna go ahead and duplicate it, put it over there, and then have it wait patiently. We're going to duplicate it again. Turn. I do want to strict snap it, mostly because I want to make sure the grid is lined up. Like, it'll automatically make sure it's a 90-degree angle. So I turn strict snap on just for a second to make sure it goes to a 90-degree angle from that one. And then I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to turn strict snap off. Oh, that's not even strict snap. That's loose snap. Strict snap's another setting. And then I'm gonna do this on this side as well. All right, so we can go ahead and delete that, delete that, delete that. Oh, here we go again. So what did we learn? That we're gonna move this piece first and then place this piece where we want it to be, which is right about there. And then, oh, I think I lined that one up by accident pretty well. I think this is, yeah. There we go. There we go. Looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab this guy. And cool. Is this lined up? I think it is. One piece goes a long way. It really, really does. That's why I'm going to show you like how flexible this platform is. You'll see once the once we've gone and used some of the pieces to be more flexible. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I'm going to add some stuff that's not on the map to kind of show you some of the cool stuff we can do. Let me just see here. This music got really really sexy and not really the vibe I was looking for. Let me see if I can change it a little bit. Hold on. This is not what I was looking for. Hold on. If you guys watch this later, I don't think you can hear it now, but if you watch it later, you'll see what I mean. It just got really like R&B, hip hop, like kind of music. All right, this is better. All right, cool. So now we've got the gate that surrounds the stuff. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and oh wait, is this too low? Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. Yeah, see, I almost messed up the whole thing. Well, obviously I could have fixed it pretty easily, but yeah, so yeah, that's what happened. So what I'll do is I'll just select alright, drop those down, there we go. So now everything's level. Select everything, and we're gonna group it. All right, so we've got 3 groups so far. So if we drop this down, drop these trees down, you can start to see things are really coming together. All right. Yeah, you're gonna have to watch and listen to the sexy music. All right, so we've got our trees, our paths, and the outline of the whole map, and the fence is all set up. So let's move everything out of the way. What's next? Let's do the little gravestones, and let's grab the coffin there. Oops, gotta stay a little lower. So there's 2 different gravestones in this pack, which is nice. I think they're a little bit smaller than they should be, but obviously that's an easy enough solution. We just take it, make it a little bigger. I mean, this is also better for your players to have some cover anyway, right? Oh wait, where's the build plane? Yeah. I was wondering why it didn't pop up. So what happened there was I duplicated something while the build plane was up in the sky, so it put that gravestone up in the sky. Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna, make them slightly different sizes so it's not too monotonous. There's a few more different gravestones if you want to buy them separately. All the horror stuff is on sale right now. I'm using like a bundle that's going to be in Steam, but like anything that's considered horror in the actual Mirrorscape store right now is on sale. So keep that in mind. Check that out. All right, how's that look? Is that varied enough? I think that was pretty good. Does this look like... Okay, so that looks like a hole to me with the coffin buried. Oh, they all look like holes. All right, so I'm going to come back to that. Oh, sorry, I'm going to move this even higher. There we go. I like to have a bigger perspective. All right, so I'm going to come back to that because we do have a piece that comes with this set that is a hole. So I'm going to use these dugout pieces right there for, you know, all of these the coffins that are looks like buried at the bottom of holes. I'll be able to come back around to that. Let's build these little buildings next. I think that'll be fun. And again, I'm going to use the cement for this big one, but for these smaller ones, I'm going to use the wood pieces just to kind of show you guys how those work. Yeah, sure, let's use a window piece too. That's fine. Cool. So what I am going to do is I'm going to drop down this piece, I think. Yeah. So the reason I'm doing that again is more to get the to make sure that I'm using the proper snap point. So like, I still want it to be, you know, 90 degrees and lined up, because if you just put them down, they're gonna go down wherever the piece is from the side. So I'm trying to think how we're gonna do this, because this piece is too big. And if I overlap them, it's going to squish with the door. It doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Let's just do it that way. But do I want to use the window piece? Kind of. I'll show you guys what I mean. Yeah, you know what? I think this is going to look cool. It's going to be a little bit bigger than it shows down here, but I am going to shrink it, so I'll show you guys what that's all about. So it matches better the 2D reference that we're using. All right, there we go. How big is this thing? Okay. So, let me see. There we go. Oh, nope. So what we do is we want to put that one over there. Well, I think this is going to fit right here. And then make it real easy for us to... There we go. So, let me see if I can close that up a little bit. There we go. Alright, so as I was saying, it was a little bit... Oh, that's why. There we go. This one was a little bit janky. Okay, so that's what that looks like, which is pretty cool, but it's a little bit big, right? Wait, does this thing need a roof, or should I leave it open? I'm gonna leave it open to, well, I'll put a roof on it later. So what we can do is we can go ahead and select all of this. We're gonna make it a group, and we're gonna shrink it a little bit as a whole. There we go. I think that should be enough. Cool. And I think that's going to be our building. Is this building over here identical? Because that would be nice. So we can do that. And then again, I'm going to drop this down just to make sure that this is snapped 90 degrees. So you see it drop that down. Oh, wait, that's right. So when you duplicate something, even if it's in a group, the duplicated will not group itself. So you do have to click it and then create a group separately. All right, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. All right, so we've got our two buildings now. I know I just made this smaller, but I feel like I'm going to want to make it bigger because I want more room for these, like, sarcophagus. Sorry. These concrete, coffins. Sarcophagus. If there are any kids listening, that is not the actual word for multiple sarcophaguses. Sarcophagi. Can people add or modify assets like put cracks on tombstones? Not at the moment. We are working on, this is down the road quite a bit, but allowing people to import their own 3D assets. Reason it's not available yet is because they have to go through our pipeline, because like if you zoom out, it makes the quality on each one a lot less, but as you zoom in, the quality gets better. And that's a whole pipeline thing that we have to go through. But before that even happens, we'll probably have the option for people to actually like customize and paint and color assets that do exist. So that'll probably be the next step when it comes to what you're talking about. All right, so what I want to do for these sarcophagus, let's select everything and move it. So the sarcophagus are going to go like this. I'm going to take this corner piece. Did I duplicate this already? I don't want to... No, I didn't. So the reason I like to duplicate them is because when I manipulate the size and everything... build plane. When I manipulate the size and everything, I want the default size available to me easily, because everything else is being done to scale, and this is more to customize it to create these pieces. So I'm going to snap this down. All right, and then these two pieces, I'm going to flip it and join them together like this. And then let's grab this whole thing and we're going to make it smaller. So this is going to go right in here. And before we actually make it smaller, and there's a button in the top right, the undo button. I know you guys said you can't see it on Discord right now, but there's an undo button. If you watch this on YouTube later, you'll see it. And it pretty much just unmistakes your mistakes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a coffin or a sarcophagus lid. It's going to match. So these two are going to... Okay, so I know what I'm going to do. I've got this like this. I'm going to shrink this guy as much as I can. So that shrinks down to there. I think that's as small as it gets. All right. Then I'm going to take these two pieces and I'm going to shrink them, but not all the way. I want this to be big enough to kind of cover it, but hang over. Let me see if I can get the right. There we go. And then I'm going to make this a separate group. Make this a separate. No, not yet. Because I want this to overlap a little bit. There we go. So now let's group this lid. So that way, if somebody in your party wants to move the lid, you can actually open it separately. But let's go ahead and select all of this. And how small can we make it? Is that as small as we can go? I think that's as small as we can go. If that's as small as we can go, is it small enough? It might be too big. All right, so if it's too big, we need to get creative. So we can steal a little bit more space. And this is why I like to use default sizes, because when you modify the size, it changes the snap points and they become more difficult to line up properly. So I always recommend making the asset using the default size before resizing it, because it'll be a lot easier to actually get them to be the correct size and snap together and line up properly when you're using the default size. So there we go. See, what I've done is just overlapped it a little bit more on each side. Shrink that down as much as we can, and that's a lot more reasonable. And then we got the top right here, which we should be able to shrink down. There we go. Oh, snap off. Snap on, snap off. If you got that reference, you're old. And I got that reference because I made it, so. I don't even think they have that commercial anymore. Like, I don't think people watching Hulu or Netflix, like, have the Clapper commercial. I don't even know if it's still a commercial. You kids might have to Google it, look it up, and know what the heck I'm talking about. All right, so how's that look? All right, cool. So yeah, we've got that 1, and let's just go ahead and duplicate it. 2, and like I said, when you duplicate things, they come out of their groups. But if you hold down Control and click on things, you can quickly regroup them. Boop, boop. All right, there we go. And just like that, we have 3 sarcophaguses. Yep. And then, like I said, I grouped them so that, you know, if one of your players wants to open one of them, you just grab it and kind of slide it off to the side, or grab it and turn it, or it's up to you. But when they're grouped like that, it's easy to grab and manipulate the entire piece at once. So I believe there's 3 more over there. There are. So let's go ahead and just do it like this, nice and easy. So I'm going to adjust the sizes of the buildings, probably make it a little bit bigger if it looks silly, but we will find out soon enough. All right, and then groups. I love the undo button. It's my favorite button. All right, cool. So now we have our sarcophagi, and we're just going to highlight those. Well, let's see how things are coming together. Ground, fence, trees, and the rest. All right, let's see if I hate it. No, that looks cool. I am happy with that. That does not look awful. Yeah. That's cool. All right, so that's... Well, it's not done because we still have to put the floor in here. Right now, there's no floor. I'm gonna need a floor for sure. So let's grab everything. Actually, not everything. We're gonna select everything, hold down Control, and click, and it deselects whatever you're not clicked on. Move the rest. And the reason I'm doing that, because I want snap points. Trying to think. I think we can just use these pieces again for this part right here. We do have a little bit of variety. I could use this, but I feel like that's not the move. I feel like let's stick with what works. Oh, what we could probably do is, no, we can't. Okay. I was going to say we could enlarge it so that it's just a bigger one piece and kind of sets it off a little bit, but it is not a square, so we cannot do that. But I don't think I'm going to hate it at all like that. There we go. What I'm going to do here as well. There we go. What I'm going to do here as well is I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to select all these other pieces. So now that everything's selected, I can remove the group. Everything stays selected, and then when I remake the group, I've now added those 2 new pieces. So that's all part of the same group, which we are going to go ahead and have it get out of our way. So let's start tackling this. Actually, well, I'll make the well last. No big deal. All right, so this looks like, let's see, this looks like a wall right here. So we're gonna do a wall made of the cement pieces with these carved out areas. All right, so the pieces I think we should use are the standard wall piece right here. And I think we're going to need this guy right here. Wait, where's the build plane? Oh, right. I think we're going to need this guy right here. Let's grab a corner piece. and a floor piece. All right, let's build the frame first, and then we're gonna have to get really creative with this. It looks like a crescent shape staircase, so that should be interesting. Let me make sure that we're still recording correctly. Yep, we're good. All right. Cool. Let me see. All right. I feel like this is supposed to be like an arch or something. I don't know if we have anything that would be cool there. No. So we'll just... What we can do is we can use the gate piece that we used before, but kind of like take out the gates. It doesn't look like there's a closed gate right there. It's funny, I'm trying to look at it in 3D as though looking at it from the side is gonna let me see it better. Yeah, let's go ahead and use our gate piece, which I think is part of that group up there. So what we'll do is we'll just... Is it called graveyard? Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh. There we go. Cool, so we'll use that. And, I feel like this music isn't the right vibe either. I feel like it should be just like some creepy Halloween music. You know what? I feel like it's worth it to change it and get the vibe right. Is lo-fi horror music a thing? I feel like everything's a thing, right? Alright, yeah, I guess so. Hopefully it's what we're looking for. Alright, yeah, so let's just do it like this. I think this is going to be cool. And then we'll start snapping on the sides here. It doesn't match, but I think it's okay. I think I still like it. Alright, cool. So what we do here, we get to use our curved piece. And we just duplicate it, rotate it, and then place it like that. Is that too big? It is too big. Let's see. Maybe if I... So the reason I don't want to just straight up shrink it is because it'll make that part smaller than the wall. Like the wall would be shorter, which obviously we don't want. But if that's not it. That's actually not terrible, I don't think. If we just duplicate this piece, put it right here. There we go. You know what? We can go ahead and move this piece out of the way again. I don't know why they're not snapping right. There we go. Perfect. So I think that's cool. I mean, it's not exactly what it is on the other side, but I think it's going to be good enough. I mean, it's not exactly the same as the reference we're using, but I think it'll be fine. Let's see here what we got. It's gonna be like that, but what are we gonna do about that little piece right there? Let's see. Let me see. think this might, you know what? I think that's good for now, and we will, I think I can find a way later to kind of clean that up a little bit, but for now, let's not get stuck on it. Because nobody wants a video that's longer than it needs to be. I might also enjoy this video more at like 2x speed or something, I don't know. I think this is what we did, right? Is this what we did over here? Yes. Yes, it is. And then things are nice and symmetrical. You can kind of just, you know, oh wait. Is this? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Awesome. All right. Now we've got the framework for that. So let's just build this floor real quick. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think it'll look really cool when we're done. I've got some more ideas to make it even cooler. Is this not all the way down? Oh my god. Here we go. Yeah, I've got some ideas to make it even cooler. I think you'll like them. And kind of just overlap. I'm trying to overlap a little bit here so that we have the proper grid. But it's not a huge deal because we have a built-in tool that you can use to measure. But still, I like to get it close if I can. All right. Wait, if you're over here, then how did I get over there? Talk to myself a lot. Usually it's in my head I'm talking to myself, so I don't seem as crazy to my wife, but now I'm doing it out loud so you people can join me in the crazy gibberish I say while I build. There we go. I think this is going to be, yeah. Kill. So that's the outline of this building. So let's group it up. I didn't grab anything else, did I? No. Okay, cool. All right, it's grouped up. Let's get it out of the way. I'm gonna start to tackle this right here because I think this is gonna be a small challenge. I've got an idea for it. I will spill the beans. I was practicing before I did this stream a little bit, so I'm not doing this completely off book, but the idea is the same. All right, so this is a method that Liger's Eye from our Discord community kind of came up with for making circles, which was brilliant, and we've used it so much. Even though we have circle pieces, it's still nice. It's a little bit more flexible. So what you do is you go ahead and you put two pieces, like you put any pieces together in a row. Now let's line this up to match the, so I want this to match the outside rim right there, which it does. That's more important than lining up with the grids. I'm using the grid right now to make sure it's straight. But the more important part is to make sure this is lined up with the first step. And now I'll show you what we're going to do here. So we take this one piece and we grab both corner ends in the middle, both side ends in the middle, and then we duplicate it, and then we turn it, right? And then we drop this in. So now you have these four. Grab all four, duplicate, place it, overlap it with the original one, drop it, and then turn it a little bit. And then do that again. It's kind of tricky to make sure, but do that, drop it, and then turn it again. And what are we doing? We're slowly creating a circle. I'll show you why that's very helpful right now. Come on, Jitterbug. There we go. And one last time to close this gap. There we go. So that should be a circle, right? Which it is. And your kids are going to learn so much from this. So now we really just need that piece right there. It's going to look like, you know, kind of rough, jagged steps, but that's okay. I like it for the feel of this. All right, so we can actually just delete this piece altogether. We're going to duplicate this piece. I'm going to turn off snap. We're going to put this right here. We're actually going to just let it sit where it is on top of the other pieces. Make sure this is centered. I think it is. But yeah, you'll see what I'm doing in a second. And then one more time. Make sure that's centered. But you see now they're kind of stairs going up, right? All right, I think that's good. So like what we're going to do is eventually we're going to drop this in to this. We're going to drop it into the ground, and then it's going to look like a small staircase that leads up to. I'm going to go ahead and group this now. So that's going to lead up to this area up here. So we got to fill in, pretty much fill in this top right here, the top part of it, with floor pieces from right here. So how are we going to do that? Let's get creative. Let's see. All right, so we should build the wall. We should build the framework first, I think. All right, what are these things right here? These things look like, first of all, there we go. I think this is what we want. All right, let's get this out of the way. I don't know, Ian. That's a really good question. And what I'm going to do now, because you said that, is afterwards I'm going to try just making the staircase with floor tiles, because that might make a lot more sense. But let's see how this looks. I love the feedback from the community, because when you're in it, you kind of just like go with what seems right, but then sometimes people can be like, wouldn't it be a lot easier and it's way more obvious to do it this way? And a lot of the times, yeah, they're right. So we'll see if that's the case here. For now, let's finish this up. So this is gonna be like this. Let's drop this frame back down. All the way down. There we go. Cool. And then it's going to be the same on the other side. So that's just like exactly 2 grid points from the corner there. Wait, are those not? There we go. 2 grid points, and over here. One, two. Wait, why does it seem like it's different? Oh, I guess it's... maybe those pieces back there aren't perfectly centered. I don't know. This looks good though, I think. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is gonna be like the higher side of our platform, I think. What's next? Let's add these to our platform group. Cool.
This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic.
So you can start to see, I don't know, what we're looking at here. See, they're kind of cool looking stairs now, right? And then let me see. Not sure why this kind of curls in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that because it looks like a lot of trouble. So what are we working on now? Okay, so what we want to do, let me see. Do we think that this thingy right here is the same height as the floor? I think it is, right? Like this part right here is probably the same height as the floor right here. I'm gonna say it's the same height. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna degroup, but don't deselect, and then hold down Control, deselect just the pieces you want to modify, group everything else back up, select the pieces you want to modify, and then let's bring them down. Alright, so since we kind of used a little bit more of the... Okay, hold on. I want to go like this. Sorry, usually I'm having these conversations by myself in my head. I think I've mentioned that, but... I think that looks kind of cool. I only needed one piece, not two, because we're going to go ahead and... If I wasn't like recorded, I'd be way more obsessive about lining things up properly and making sure everything's in place. But since it's being recorded, I'm kind of trying to consider everybody's time. I'm going to keep the stairs separate from now, I think. Nope, I'm not. I just grouped them. Alright, so what did I say I wanted to do next? Oh, right, floor. So this might be tricky. I'm trying to think how to do this without having sharp corners. Let's see if I can cheat. I think we'll be okay. Turn off, so you can actually go into the menu as well. There's settings, and then your game settings, and you can turn off the rotate snap too, which I'm going to do for now because I want to easily rotate all these things, all these floor pieces, so that I'm not poking out anywhere. All right. Plus, overlapping like this kind of like gives it a different feel, a different vibe. It like makes it seem smoother and less like grid oriented, but that might just be my excuse for being okay with it looking a little sloppy. The world will never know. Man, Ian, your comment's gonna eat me alive. I'm really wondering if I should have just used these floor pieces to make the stairs. Kind of like how it came out, so I'm not sure I'll spend the time or waste other people's time changing it, but maybe if I redo it at some point. Okay, so there we go. So that's the top floor. I think this whole area looks pretty good, so I'm gonna grab it and don't worry about it, dude. I'm gonna deselect it and then reselect everything. Okay, so now this is our thing, and I think it came out pretty dang cool, right? I'm happy with it. I like that. It's very nice. Let's scooch it out of the way. And let's grab some sarcophaguses. Duplicate. So as we remember, these are a bit bigger than they are in the on the map, but I think it'll be just fine if we. Here we go. So what are we going to do about these statues here? I've got an idea, but I'm not sure it's going to work. We'll see. You know what? I'm not going to torture you guys by making you watch me make every single one of these into a group. I think you get the idea. So I'm going to just duplicate them and have them not be grouped after I make this third one. But yeah, I'm going to not put you through that. Just going to do it real quick. And I'm going to move these a little bit when we drop the ground down, I'm sure. Don't grab that. It's very generous with the selecting. There we go. All right, there's the sarcophaguses. Sarcophaguses. All right. Sorry, I told you I wasn't going to be anal about the placement. I need to stop. Let's see. This is like a more ornate, like, bigger coffin right there. I'm trying to see if there's anything fancy we can do with it. I don't think that there's anything especially cool we can do. I'm going to go ahead and just be lazy and use this guy here. Put him right there. It looks like it should be a lot cooler than this, but you know what? We work with what we got, and it's still gonna be awesome. All right, so what I think I want to try to do with these statues on the side, where is it? Okay, let's see if this works. I'm on the fence about whether I think this is gonna work or not. You can filter your inventory by going to the filter. I'm supposed to like talk about how I'm doing things while I do them so people can learn. But so what I'm thinking, like, see this piece right here? We line it up, snap it. So I'm wondering if I enlarge this enough, if I put it right in the middle and then just enlarge it, is this gonna be cool or is this gonna be awful? Obviously, I'm going to drop this down, so like just the statue parts will be there. Let's try it. This might be cool. This might be cool. Let me snap. All right, let's see. All right, let's see if this actually works. Because if it does, it's going to look awesome. I'm going to group, I'm not going to group everything. Yes, I am going to group everything. You know what? I'm grouping everything. So these are all where they need to be. So we're going to group them. We're going to drop this down. Grab one of these group pieces. Pull them up, right? And then I'm going to ungroup but not deselect. Choose just these guys. Regroup. Take these guys. Drop them. Alright. Yes. Yes. Yes, we're happy with that. We like that. I think we can actually, if we make them a little bigger, I feel like they'll center a little better too. You like that? Yeah. I think we lost our coffin. Where'd my coffin go? I feel like, is it in the ground? Hey! Oh, right, it's part of that group, that's why. No problemo. We pull it up. Degroup. Select it. Regroup. Drop. Again, there's something off somewhere. There's something misaligned somewhere, and if it was just me, I would hunt it down and fix it. But since I'm trying not to keep you guys on here too long, I am gonna just suffer through it. All right. What else do we have? I'm gonna go ahead and group this entire area because I am happy with how it looks. Yes, yes I am. Cool. All right. What else? There's some columns here. There's some more, like, what are these giant skull things? Oh man, I'm really tempted to spend some time doing something with those. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to. All right, these giant skulls right here, where they're in the whatever those grooves are called. What did you call them? Alcoves. I feel like I knew that, but I forgot. All right, so giant skulls, right? Let's go ahead and take this guy right here. Yeah, see, look. Oh, that's gonna bug me so much. I feel like it's just this loop right here. It's supposed to be one click over. Like, it should overlap this one. How much does it bother me? A lot. It bothers me a lot. Hold on. I feel like doing this is gonna instantly make things a lot better. Yes, I'm gonna leave it like that. I know it's a little bit off center right there, but I'm gonna live with it. But no, this is much better for me. There we go. Oh, now there's a gap. I swear, like, if you were to watch me build a map when I'm just doing it by myself, I'll obsess over every little nook and cranny. I don't know why I'm like this. There we go. Cool. Okay, so we had a giant skull, right? So let's go ahead and drop this guy into the ground and then make him bigger until just his giant skull is popping out of the ground. It's certainly not as big as the other one, but I think it gets the point across and it's pretty cool looking. What do we think? We say, you know what? It's gonna have to be good enough. Okay. So is that this whole area? Might be. All right. What do we have left? Let's put everything down in place and see what's good. It's coming together, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It looks good. Looks really cool. So what we need to do, obviously, is to fill out the rest of the center. So let's move everything else. We're almost done, my friends. Well, Let me see. I definitely want to use these pieces right here, so I'm going to put these where they need to be first, which it looks like it's going to be right here, right here. I'm going to straighten them up afterwards. I just want to like kind of get the placement of where they're going to be. And right over here. It's just the 3, right? Yeah. Okay. So I just want to put those down so I know where they're going to be. And then we're going to fill in the rest, and then we'll drop these back down into place, and you'll see how we deal with that later. But yeah, let's just fill in the... Oh, build plane. Sorry, it's my first time ever using this app. I'm going to rotate it because it's going to bother me, but like you really cannot tell if you use a repeated pattern on this one or not. Ugh, it is hot in here. Or I'm just all fired up and excited for making maps. Yeah, I'm kind of not saying everything out loud because I feel like I've been talking a lot. But if you guys ever have any questions at all, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment in the YouTube comment section. I'll get back to you right away. If you're in Discord, obviously, just, you know, tag me. I will respond as fast as I can. If somebody, for whatever reason, ripped this off of YouTube, sent it to you directly in an email, and you opened it from your VLC player, you can email me. I don't know why anyone would ever do that, but just putting it out there. If you ever need me, I am available, because that's just kind of guy I am. And because I stay home all day driving my wife insane. What time is it? Oh, it's already been over an hour. You know what? I get lost. I have so much fun. I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not. I really, really do enjoy just building and kind of like losing myself in it. I don't even realize how fast the time's going until I go my way to check. We are almost done. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Finishing up here, and then we'll kind of have the map done. I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you a few more tricks that I think you guys might enjoy, just to add a little bit to show off the flexibility of the platform. You know, there's the free pack, and it's, you see what you have, and it doesn't look like a lot, but I will show you how to like kind of squeeze all the mileage you can out of it. Get a little bit more than you were expecting, I think. Just get a little creative. There's also a contest going on right now. Any horror themed build you want to do, post it online, like take a video of it or a picture of it, post it on socials and tag us, and you know, we've got an award for like the coolest and the creepiest and all this and that. You can win 4,000 R coin. Anyone that enters the contest can win or gets a free like Spectre mini, like this creepy ghost lady. So make sure you do that. All the details are in our Discord channel, and I think on our socials. Okay, so wait, before I do this, I've got to, what am I doing? Getting ahead of myself. I've been sitting in one spot for way longer than I'm comfortable doing so, but I do it for you people. I do it for my peoples. All right, what are we doing? We are grouping. Cool, so we're almost done. Home stretch. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna drop things down where they're supposed to be. There we go. So this piece right here, we're actually gonna bring everything up and around. That's what I was talking about earlier at the beginning of the video, and I was like, you know, we're actually gonna build things up and in. You need that layer on the ground underneath to give yourself room to bury these things, like that whole area. So just set this up right. I think that's a little bit too high, so you don't want it poking through the ground there. You come down tiny little bit. And if it doesn't, if it kind of jumps on you, just use the other piece and go down or up, and then we're gonna. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Nice. Drop it a little bit. I think. There we go. You know what? I don't mind that it looks kind of dirty right there. I think that's kind of cool. Trees, please. What do we think about the bases? No, I'm not going to use the bases. It looks cooler without them. So I kind of want to grab everything except... Is there anything else up here? Okay. I want to grab everything except the these guys. There we go. So all these guys are going to drop down where they belong. Cool. What do we think about the gravestones? Should those kind of be up? Should we use those bases? Did I not group the gravestones? Really thought I did. I think we should use a little bit. Yeah, we should use the bases of those because it kind of gives it a little life. I mean, a little bit of a different vibe. Where are my other... What happened? Am I taking crazy pills? No, I know I set that other side up with gravestones. That's so weird. I must have, like... Did I accidentally delete them, or did I accidentally put them, like, up in the roof? That's so bizarre. Alright, no big deal. Could have fixed it by now instead of complaining about it, but here we are. Alright. Oh, I need to work on my posture. Everyone, you should double check your posture right now. Make sure you're sitting up straight. Did I really? Maybe I didn't. Now that I think about it, maybe I didn't do these. I'm gonna have to rewind the video and watch and see if I'm crazy or if... Or what. I'm looking in the chat. Only one side has gravestones? Alright. I hope so. I feel like that's... I don't know what makes me crazier. Me thinking I put the gravestones on this side, or thinking that they just disappeared and I don't know why. Either way, it's all good now. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Grouped. I just realized I was breathing kind of heavy. I really hope I haven't been breathing heavy this whole time. That'll be super annoying if I listen back to it and I'm like, every 2 seconds. I'm going to hate that. If that's the case, you guys might not ever even see this. Alright, there's our gravestones. Okay. Where were we? We were putting this down. We were putting this down. Put this down right here, right? no, come back. There we go. Alright, yes. Yes, everything looks so cool. Fence. Alright. Getting there, guys. And then what I'm going to do with these is drop them down. This is we have to be very precise with this, because what I have to do is very carefully ungroup this, select the pieces that are kind of in the area where I want these holes to be. Is it just the one? That might be fine. Oh no, don't do that. Alright, I think that should be good. And then I'm going to delete these pieces. No, that's the opposite of what I wanted to do. I want to create a group. That's what I want to do. And then I want to delete these pieces. Okay. I must be getting tired. Alright, so now that these separate pieces are all out of the way, it's just those ones, right? Yeah. What we're going to do is take these. First of all, I'm going to move this separate dirt pile over there. And then it looks like this hole is meant to be right here, right? Take that. And we're going to line it up with the ground next to it. And then we're going to yes, this is going to look so cool. No. You guys are going to see how often I'm clicking the back button if you watch it back on YouTube. It's often. That just means I care. It just means that I want to give you the best time possible. I really hope this audio is balanced well as well. Like, I hope all you're hearing isn't like the spooky soundtrack. That would be annoying. Alright, so look at that. See how cool that is? Look at that. Alright. And then let's put this back over here. You can actually, I'll show you in a second, but see how it's kind of snapping right there? The reason it's doing that is because you can select it and then cover this piece right here. Look at that. How cool is that? And then when you click on it, double click on it, and then the zombies come out of the ground. It's cool. I think this is where the other one was, right? Okay. There we go. Scooch it that way a little bit. And if it's being obnoxious, sometimes I just make it a little bigger. And I say, deal with it. That's what I do. Look at that. That's a good deal with it right there. It's a big hole. It's definitely a big hole. And then since it's off slightly by size, this is cool. If you enlarge something, it'll get brighter when it matches the size of other things near it. Is what it's supposed to do, but now it's not doing it because I just said that. Awesome. There we go. Look at that. Yes. And then our last one, and then I think we're done. Oh, after I show you my cool little trick. Wait, where does this one go? Oh, it goes in front of this. I think I want to actually turn this entire piece this way because I want this like mound thing. Let's actually, yeah, let's put the mound thing down here. There we go. Yes. Okay. All right. That's awesome. Let's put, let's grab a few coffins from the inventory. Where are they? Oh, I think they're part of the dungeon set, I think. Let me see. Yeah, here they are. All right, so let's put some coffins in the holes. And then, where's that big one? There's a bigger one that's over here. What I want to do with the bigger one is get this, like, laying down skeleton guy. And we're going to go ahead and put him in here. And what we're going to do is drop it so it just looks like it's the skeleton part sitting on top of the... Yeah, look at that. That's cool. I don't know how he got out there, but you know what? He ended up on top of the coffin. Somebody accidentally nailed it closed, and they just tossed his body in there. Like that. All right. Cool. This looks so awesome. So happy with... I haven't saved once. How are you guys not going to say, Eric, don't forget to save every once in a while? Map manager. Save as... I'm going to call it 00... horror stream build. I put 00 so it's nice and accessible at the top. Alright, I guess it's just ignoring me. And then what we want to do is we're going to bring everything down as low as we can. And then we're going to build a frame around it because I don't want to just like see all this stuff under here. I want to make it nice and tight. So let's go ahead and put our 4 corners in. All right, and I'll show you how to do this because it's... You don't want to do it with the entire map there because then you can't easily duplicate. I'll show you what I mean in a second. You do want to put these in separate. All right, so now I've got the corners. I'm just going to go ahead and grab those, erase them out of the way, grab this, move it here, grab everything else. Let me see. Grab everything else, move it up, take my 4 corners, move those all the way down, and then we're going to fill in the sides here. Easy peasy. Sometimes if you have too many pieces, the snap points don't really like to play nice, so you just gotta kind of do it real quick like that. I think it's because if you grab too many, like, it'll combine the snap points once in a while, so you just have to do one at a time. And there we go. Alright, and then alright, and then we could just copy all the ones on the other side for the perfect amount, but this is faster because it's already got selected. There we go. Alright, something got a little displaced along the way, but I promised myself I wasn't going to be crazy, so we'll see what happens in a minute. But yes, let's take, I'm going to group that. The only reason I'm grouping things is because it's much easier to like grab everything at once if you want to like change things up a little bit or switch things or something. I think that's good. Grab everything, drop it down. See, now like our entire map has like a little frame around a little border. Oops. Yeah, so whatever happened there is what threw us off. But now that it's down here, I don't mind ungrouping it and kind of giving it a little fix. There we go. Just gotta nudge it into place. Yeah, so it was just a few of those that were out of place and kind of throwing everything else like off the top. But look at that, huh? There we go, guys. That's our finished map. Now, you know, if we wanted to, we could certainly go through and decorate it and put some minis in there. I think you guys have watched me long enough, but I do want to show you this one trick before we leave. So as I was saying, like, you know, the free pieces are a lot more useful than you might think. And what we're going to do here is take our little friend, our little halfling friend here, and I like that lantern, but you know, it seems to be stuck to him. So what we can do is actually put him right on the edge here, and go ahead and drop him into the statue itself. And then look at that. Let's drop it a little bit more because his feet are sticking out. But like, look at that, huh? Can't even see him from the other side. Let's just put one on the other side as well. All right, now we've got some cool lanterns lighting the entrance here. I didn't say Frodo. I'm glad that you guys caught that I almost did. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, well, you know what? Let's just put a, look at that. We got a werewolf in here. We got a vampire right there. Got a zombie coming out of this grave. Look at this creepy specter right here. He's probably gonna, I bet he comes out of this one right here. So if your party goes in there, That's where that fellow's coming out. Whoa. What else we got? And then, yeah, why not? Let's part our party. Home stretch, guys. I don't know why doing this like makes me sore, and only when I'm streaming. I must be like tense or something. And then yeah, the pack also comes with these cool roofs. You know, to make awesome roof stuff. And we just didn't need them this time. We didn't need them for this one, but yeah, they're very cool. Look at that. See? Imagine how cool that would be on a little building, right? Yeah. I'm not going to put it on here, but just to kind of show you that it would be very cool. Look at, actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it. I like it. This is my show. And I'm going to do what I want. Yeah. Make a group for easy removal. There. I used the roof. It looks super cool. Look at that. Oh my god, I love it. Oh, I'm so happy with how it came out. Wait, wasn't there a well or something right there? I think there was. Why not? You know what? We're here. Let's party. I think there's like a well right here or something. There we go. That's it. It's done. Delete everything else. What is that? Oh, right. These are like creepy little paintings that come with it. I'm sure I could find a place for those. But for now, I do want to use that. Let's delete everything else because we didn't use any of it. I want to take this little thing right here. And I'm going to make this like that's what you guys are looking for. That's what this quest is. You guys are looking for like this sword and shield combination. Like that's a big deal. It's an important one. Boom. All right. Look at that. Oh, it's great. It's beautiful. Right? It's fantastic. I'm going to be... All right. First of all, I'm going to save. Not... Thank you, Ian. I was just going to get mad at you guys for not telling me to save, but you did it. All right. I hope that's saved. And then what we're going to do is delete this so you can see the before. Very cool map. I love it. Awesome. Inspirational, if you will. I was so inspired that I made the 3D version. Look at that, huh? So cool. I'll show you something else real quick. Oh, first of all, like, you know, this room is really cool, but we also have this feature in Mirrorscape Labs where you can turn off the environment and just isolate the map itself, which is very cool. I think it's a little bright in here for a creepy cemetery map. There we go. And what did I want to do? Oh, right. I want to show you guys this really cool cinema camera thing real quick. So what you do is like, you know, get the cool angles, hit add keyframe, cool angle, add keyframe, add keyframe. This is the best way to like make little previews for like when you make a cool map and you want to show people like all the features. Like I just did a little roundabout, and then you can kind of zoom in on the cooler stuff, and like this guy's face right here. Look at this. That's a cool shot. These gates with the werewolf behind it. Add keyframe. These creepy skulls. Add keyframe. And then let's finish it up. Add keyframe. I'm actually gonna put 0.1 and 0.1 and turn this into linear. And then it'll just do like a nice little... Whoa! Wait. That wasn't what I want to do. Hold on. I'm going to put 1 there for transition time. There we go. So this quick little, like, you know, check out the whole map thing with this built-in cinema camera mode. Awesome. There we go. That's it. It's done. It's done. Yeah, I'm definitely going to tag the person that made the original map. I'm going to tag the person that made the music that I'm listening to. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Do you find the walls make better rounded? Oh, you already read that. I'm tired. My brain's burnt up. But this was a lot of fun. I think it came out awesome. This whole map was made with a handful of pieces. I think this is probably like, what, 11 or 12 unique pieces, all said and done. But you can see how versatile this is. And, real quick, show you some of the features. Whoop, that's not what I wanted to show you. This is like a way to easily measure how far away stuff is, which is cool. Another very cool feature for people that are just joining us, you click on your mini, click on these dots, and this eyeball right here will actually give you a first-person perspective. And even in this mode, you can still travel around. So that's cool too. Yeah. Get out of first-person mode. And there you go. If you have any questions, ask them below in the comments. Join the Discord, hang out. I'm going to save this map and make it available on the hub. So if you want to actually check out this exact map, it'll be available. Otherwise, thanks so much, you guys. Thank you, our amazing moderators that are always so helpful. Thank you, everyone that tuned in to check us out live. Thank you for everyone that is watching on YouTube. And I hope you enjoyed it. Mirrorscape.com. All right. Thank you, guys. Talk to you later.